Welcome to the Lynn Lineup, a show highlighting upcoming events happening in the Lynn community. Today we're here to talk about the second annual GP Pie-A-Thon happening on Sunday, June 30th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Gowdy Park on Tuscan Road here in Lynn. And I am joined today by Andrew, who's the creator of the Pie Face Challenge. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So a lot of people don't know what GP is. It's gastroparesis.
Correct.
So what exactly is that?
So gastroparesis is the paralyzation of the stomach, meaning one cannot eat, digest, or absorb nutrients. It affects about 5 million Americans on a daily basis, and I myself actually suffer from gastroparesis. And the symptoms that are associated with gastroparesis, it kind of affects everyone differently, but for me, I had constant nausea and I vomited 10 to 15 times a day. And unfortunately, there is no known cure at this time, but there are some treatment options, but unfortunately, they're either not reliable or not fully effective.
Now, is that something that you're born with? Is it something genetic? Like, okay.
So, like gastroparesis, there's three main types. There's idiopathic, which means it's completely unknown, and I fall under the idiopathic case. My gastroparesis started when I was 10 years old in middle school. It just kind of came out of the blue. What I thought was like your normal stomach bug just got progressively worse, and years later down the road never got better. But also it's also affected by diabetes as well. So you can either be born with it or it just develops out of the blue. I got diagnosed with gastroparesis in January of 2009 at 10 years old, and it got progressively worse. And I think in April of 2012, I received a gastric stimulator, which is kind of like a pacemaker for your stomach, and that kind of helped control my symptoms. But unfortunately, the success rates of that device kind of vary from patient to patient.
So it does not sound pleasant at all.
It does not. It's kind of like living with the stomach flu every single day of your life.
So you're not part of an organization, but this event is going to benefit a nonprofit called GPACT.
Correct.
So if you want to let people know about that organization, and even like if they can't go to the event, or maybe even they do go to the event but they want to donate more, like how would they be able to do that too?
So GPACT is a nonprofit organization that's based in Edders, Pennsylvania, and it's a very small organization of about 12 volunteers, and they all have some type of gastroparesis, whether it be gastroparesis or some other umbrella conditions. And they work to provide patients with resources, matching patients up with motility specialists, providing them with feeding tube necessities, stuff like that. So they're one of the biggest organizations working to spread awareness domestically and internationally, which is also a bonus. But if you want to learn more about them, you can visit g-pact.org.
And you're not a part of that organization, but you did start, as we said earlier, the Pie Face Challenge. So when did you start that? What made you want to start it? And what exactly do people do for it?
So I started the Gastroparesis Pie Face Challenge in July of 2016. And I started that because the National Health Organization officially recognized August as Gastroparesis Awareness Month the year prior to that. And to kind of celebrate our first official awareness month, I wanted to make a challenge like the Ice Bucket Challenge. And seeing what Pete Frates did over in Beverly and what he did for ALS, I thought I could do the same for gastroparesis. And at the time, the Hasbro game Pie Face was very popular, and I was seeing people sharing their videos online of them, playing the game and how fun it was. And I thought maybe that could be something that people would have fun, and it's also symbolic of gastroparesis as well, because you're smashing a pie in your face, you're not eating it as much as you want to lick all that whipped cream off of you. You really can't. So it's kind of symbolic in that way.
And you've gotten some big names to participate in it.
Yes, I've been very fortunate. When I first started, it was kind of difficult to get friends and family involved. But in December of 2016, Red Sox pitcher David Price accepted my nomination, and he passed it on to 5 other Red Sox players. And since then, it kind of caught fire and took on a life of its own. And I've had pie faces from 36 of the 50 states and also some internationally in Canada, Australia, and the UK. I've gotten some from even the New York Yankees, media reporters, personalities all across the country. So it's been really humbling and crazy to see how far a silly little challenge can do.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So this is the second annual Pie-A-Thon.
Correct.
Last year you did your first one, and we were talking before, it was on Memorial Day, so a little bit earlier in the year.
Yes.
And the weather wasn't as good, but you still got a pretty good turnout.
Yeah, last year we had over 60 people show up, and last year we had it on Memorial Day weekend, so competing with everyone's travel plans, and it was also a cool, raw, windy day. So we had over 60 people turn out, which was great, and we raised over $1,000 for GPACT, and hopefully this year we'll have better weather, hopefully, and we'll have a bigger turnout this year.
And what exactly is going to be happening here? So obviously you have the Pie Face Challenge.
Yes.
Are you kind of planning on having a bunch of people do that at once? And what other sort of stuff is going to be happening?
The Pie-A-Thon is just kind of like a family-friendly, laid-back event. We're going to have outdoor games. We're going to have cornhole. We're going to have spike ball. We're going to have board games for kids. We're going to have a giant raffle table. We'll be raffling off various raffle baskets, including some Red Sox tickets. And then hopefully we'll have some participants in the Pie Face Challenge. We had a few, maybe about 10 or so people last year. We're boosting the incentive this year. You'll get a significant amount of raffle tickets, free raffle tickets if you take on the challenge. So hopefully we can get some more pie faces and also educate people on gastroparesis and get the word out there.
So we only have a couple of minutes left. Is there anything else that you'd like to let the people know about?
If you'd just like to visit our Facebook page, our Twitter page, or our Instagram page, you can visit, check out the challenge. I post videos daily of people taking the challenge there. And also, if you want more information on the Pie-A-Thon, that can also be found on there as well. Like I said, it's a very family-oriented event, very laid back. So, if you want to have some fun and do some good at the same time, come on down. We'd love to have you.
Right. And it's important to know, too, that this is a free event. They are accepting donations for GPAC, but this is a free event. Again, it's going to be the second annual GP Pie-A-Thon happening on Sunday, June 30th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Gowdy Park on Tuscan Road. That's it for this edition of the Lynn Lineup. Thanks for watching.